Alright, so I played in the Asian team's Rapid, and let me review some games. So let's start with the first one. I'm playing on board 1 over team, and in this game I was black. I was playing against WIM from the Philippines, and so it started like this, and I barely remember this. This B3 line I remember from 2 years ago. I remembered CD to take immediately. But then here I actually don't remember at all. Played bishop g4, bishop e2, e6, castle, d6, h3. Well, here I was thinking bishop h5, then g4 maybe, and then bishop g6, knight h4. I might like I was afraid, but apparently I have knight e4 for some reason. What's the point? Okay, actually, basically we're not afraid of taking. Yeah, okay. But then why knight e4? What about just knight? Okay, basically just we're not afraid of this. But anyway, in the game I was thinking about this. So I played bishop f5 because my thought was after g4 I had bishop e4. That was what I thought. But anyway, he played c4, which I think is fair. I played b6. After the game, she told me that she doesn't think b6 is necessary. Probably knight c6, because she said she was not going to play c5 because this just weakens the d4, the central control, and I will have the e5 idea. So he said b6 is not so necessary. Play knight c3, then here castle bishop g5. So here I had to defend something like d5 is hanging for now, and there's no good way to defend exactly. So I played bishop e4, and he played knight e4. Uh, Basically, the idea is the knight is hanging, so it has to do something. He plays rook c1. I would probably play this, and then might repeat. Okay, actually, the computer suggests an exchange sack, which she also didn't saw. After the game, we analyzed for quite a bit. She said queen c1 probably, because probably she was even thinking about knight b1, and I was also thinking about knight b1, and I actually thought queen c1 was the best in the game as well. But seems like no. She said bishop b4 was a good move. She felt pressure here. Knight a4, she really doesn't like it. Like after the game, she told me this knight is really poorly placed. I played h6 because yeah, just kick it away. Basically, I was trying to play I was trying to do something else. Like I was trying to play knight c6 or something like that. But I thought, okay, maybe he will take on f6, and I actually would quite prefer that. So what about I just give it a go? Here, 95, I start to feel a bit pressure because the knight cannot really enter. So I play rook d8, but actually rook d8 with the idea of knight d7 doesn't work because even in knight d7 there's always knight c6. This is not really the idea, but also in general it seems like a good move, just pin the queen, yeah. Yeah, after rook d8, bishop f3, bishop d6, rook e1. Actually, I really thought CD was better. We were also discussing this after the game. But anyway, rook e1 takes. Queen g6. I was thinking queen e7 or queen g6 very briefly, but I thought queen g6 would give enough counterplay. Like, it has to be queen g6. And also there are some bishop e4 ideas. Yeah, here, take back using the pin. Actually, I'm just in time here. Sort of. So basically, here, knight king h1, knight c6. queen d2, rook c8, rook c1, queen e6. Yeah, here after a game, she said maybe bishop e6 was better, then queen e6. Queen e6, queen f4. And here, after the game, she immediately told me like g5 is critical. Because she said the line she thought was g5, and here knight d4. That was what she thought. But actually I played bishop g6, which is a terrible move. It simply blunders the game. Bishop g4, queen e7, takes, rook d8, queen e6, or rook d1, queen e6. And here I was actually trying. Here I wasn't really trying. But actually after king g1, maybe I should have tried knight d3. And I thought like rook c4, there might be b5 or knight b2. But actually after knight d3, there's still knight c6. Like this I saw after the game. But anyway, the game ended like this and I resigned. Okay, and this one was the second game. This Okay, this one was the second game. So I was white, and I faced Yechen, which I don't recall ever facing in the OTB game. E5. And this is all I knew. D6 is also what I knew, but I don't really know what to play against D6. I just know that taking is fine. Played bishop d3. Bishop d3 is just an instinct move. Like, I don't want to play at knight f3. So I just play bishop d3 because it seems like the bishop belongs on d3, yeah. Knight c3, castle, queen c2. So here I want to play knight f3, but then bishop g4. Not really liking this. So I thought, okay, what about I just play queen c2? After he castled, I saw that there are many potential. There's a lot of potential of attack on the king side, because the knight went from g8 to b6 basically. So king side is really open. But queen h5 I considered briefly, but it was a bit premature to be honest. So I played queen c2, trying to prepare the attack a little bit, like see how he reacts. He played h6. And I played just continue bishop e3, knight c6, knight f3, bishop f6. But actually, after knight f3, I saw knight b4. Like, I missed knight b4 before I played knight f3. Otherwise, I would have played a3. But I played knight f3, and he briefly considered, and I was a little nervous, but I played. Like he eventually played knight bishop f6. Here I spent a lot of time. I mean, not a lot for a rapid game. Actually, I mean, maybe 3 minutes. Actually, I was thinking, am I really afraid of it? Like, should I queenside castle? Like, because if I castle knight b4, maybe I can check, and go queen e4, or queen b1. Like, is it really okay? And then I realized that the c4 pawn is loose. And instead of castling, I also consider like queen d2. But in the end, I thought, okay, you know, I shouldn't just complicate. I should just play a3. So I played a3. And I played rook e8, and I castled queenside. And I think castling queenside is not a decision I'm used to making because I would usually be quite afraid. But I think in this tournament, my psychological mind was quite good, like the mindset and everything. So I was really feeling the attack going, and so I just did this. And he played 97. If he had played something else, like I don't know what else. Like a5. I would still play g4. I think. At least I would consider like g4 is okay. It says it's losing, but maybe like rook g1 and then h4 or something like g4. I mean, yeah. Basically, that was my plan. But knight d7 just helps the plan, like accelerates the plan because now the bishop is not defending g4, so I just play g4. And then playing knight f8. Basically he could not really play knight d6 because of d5, even though there is some knight d4. But okay, whatever. Like rook g8, rook g1, bishop d7, and h4, bishop e6. So to just to illustrate, there are some engine lines like knight e6, d5. There's like knight c4, d4, d4. And then for some reason you play this. I'm not so sure why. Okay, basically you don't want to trade, you just want to keep the attack. But basically d5 doesn't win on the spot. It doesn't work. But anyway, he probably was also afraid of the fork, so he didn't play d6. He also can play knight g6 because my bishop defends that. So here I was considering g5, but then I was afraid of h5. Like I didn't see a clear way how this might continue. So I thought, okay, because I know I have sufficient defenders. I mean supporters for g5, so what if I just play h5? And I played g5, trying to trade something. In knight takes, h takes knight e4. Basically, I calculated. I was thinking h6, but then I was afraid of g6. So I thought, okay, maybe knight e4 first. Like I just play knight e4, bring more pieces into the attack, just how you always should. And here I already calculated if f6, h6, g6, I will take. And that is exactly what he did. H6, and it played g6. And here I was already. I didn't actually spend a lot of time in knight g5. I just took 20 seconds maybe. Knight g5. Knight took g6 rook e3. So basically, if he had played this, then there was. Oh, wait, there's rook on check. Oh, I didn't see this in a game actually. Then what would be a winning move? Maybe. Oh yeah, okay. So here the attack would go on, like maybe I bring the bishop back first, and then continue maybe double up or something. I'm not sure, but okay. That was what I saw in the game. Luckily, it didn't happen. So bishop e6. I mean, rook e6 would probably time to fork, yeah. Okay, rook e3 is as anticipated. Here, I was calculating maybe like something like rook f1, because after rook f1, queen d6 is not possible. But I thought, okay, why complicate? Let's just put the bishop back, bishop d3, and just continue. Here I played rook f1 first, queen e7, rook f3. I wasn't really afraid of bishop g4, and then because I'll just play rook g3, and then it goes back, and then you know all hell will break loose. I mean his hell. So basically, rook f3, knight d8, and then queen c3. Here queen c3, I was trying to like be smart, but I'm not sure what. Like, I'm not really sure. I just played it because our clocks were also quite low. Yeah, here, uh, played h7. Actually, I think I'm pretty happy about my performance here because I played quite intuitively and it was quite good. Like I didn't lose the advantage. Rook hf1. I think it's also because when you're attacking, things come quite smoothly. Like it's not as difficult as defending. Here, actually, after queen g7, I played rook f7, which is the best move somehow, but actually I blundered. Like I didn't see that it actually wins. But here, After the storm calmed down, I actually am up a pawn, so it's quite amazing. Rook f5, 96. Okay, here, basically, had he played this, basically this knight kind of move, right? So if he had played king h7, played rook g5, that would be mate. Or if he plays king h6, then I will still go rook g8 and I'll still win this. Worth noting, if he plays this, we have, what do we have? Yeah, g5, king h5. Yeah, okay, basically the g pawn will win here. And also, like, here there's nothing for him to do. 96 and then just resigns. I mean, checkmate, actually.